A disappointing jobs number points to a still shaky economy, but promises to stay the hand of the Fed. Traders are splitting the difference, and that's behind today's 16-point decline in the Dow. With the NYSE Floor Report, I'm Rebecca Darst from the Market Access Center, speaking to you from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Again, just to reiterate, markets are taking their cue today from a rather limp July non-farm payrolls number. Consensus was looking for 175,000 in the overall number, 195,000 in the private space. Overall, the number printed at 162,000 with just 161,000 payrolls added in the private space. Personal incomes for the month of June came in a little short of market expectation. Recapping the action on global markets overnight, we saw mostly higher closes across the Asia-Pacific region. Japan was an area of notable strength thanks to weakness in the yen and bullish earnings reports from the nation's automakers. Toyota was already rallying on the currency move and cemented gains after raising its profit forecast by 8%. We also saw Suzuki raising its full-year net forecast. China stocks closed flat. There were reports attributed to the China People's Daily newspaper that the nation's commerce minister had characterized the export outlook for the back half of this year as sluggish. European stocks ended higher for a fifth straight day. Earlier this week, the market was treated to some masterful finessing by ECB President Mario Draghi, who described the Eurozone economy as well past its trough, but said the bank would take care not to withdraw stimulus too quickly. There was not much in the way of data catalysts today apart from a flat reading on Eurozone PPI and some better than expected jobless data out of Spain. Here in the U.S., equity volumes have been running a little light, with most sectors trending flat to lower. We're seeing some strength from media names today, with Disney a leader thanks to some bullish analyst attention, and Viacom also rallying after expanding its share buyback program. Oil and gas names are a pocket of weakness to close out the week. Looking ahead to what's in store for next week, India will kick things off on Monday morning with a July PMI reading. Malaysia will release some trade figures for the month of June. European shares may take a cue from a string of July PMI services readings from Italy, Germany, the UK, and the Euro area composite, along with Eurozone retail sales. U.S. data abides with a look at the July ISM non-manufacturing and earnings from Tyson, USEC, Archer Daniels Midland, and Dun & Bradstreet. On Tuesday, we've got some leading and coincident indicators from Japan, industrial production and second quarter GDP numbers from Italy, Britain's June industrial production, German factory orders, trade balance figures from Canada and the U.S., with the U.S. also set to release JOLTS job openings and an economic optimism index. Disney, CVS, MGM, Tenet Healthcare, Dominion Resources, and Emerson Electric will release earnings. At midweek, Australia's RBA will release its cash rate target. Malaysia will release June industrial production and manufacturing sales. Japan will release official reserve assets for July, along with the results of an August economic survey. Data from Europe's two largest economies include Bank of France July business sentiment and German industrial production for June. Canada will release June building permits and the widely followed Ivy Purchasing Managers Index for July. The U.S. session sees the release of June consumer credit and weekly mortgage applications, along with earnings from AOL, ING, Time Warner, and Ralph Lauren. On Thursday, we're looking for the latest target rate and monetary policy statement from the Bank of Japan, which is sure to be a market mover, along with several Japanese data points, weekly foreign and domestic stock and bond buying, June trade balance, and July bank lending. Australia will release some July jobs numbers. Trade balance and current account numbers are due out of Germany. New home prices from Canada are on the docket ahead of the North American Open. And we've got weekly jobless claims here in New York, along with earnings from Lionsgate Entertainment, Dean Foods, and organic food maker Annie's. We will close out the week with China July industrial production, retail sales, and inflation data. France will release June industrial and manufacturing production. Britain and Italy will release June trade balance data. Canada will release July housing starts and unemployment. And here in the U.S., we've got earnings from JCPenney and NRG Energy. We'll be watching all the activity from the floor, so don't forget to call the Mac Desk for more intel on the market action as it unfolds. We're taking a summer hiatus, but we'll be back in action in a few weeks for the next NYSE Floor Report.